Hi friends, welcome back. Woohoo! I miss making these videos. I really wanted to get back at it. That was a long holiday. It was fun, and if you haven't seen the little clips that I recorded during our trip, I'm gonna leave that playlist, a link to that playlist down below. But anyways, for today's video, this is, I guess it's an unboxing thing. I don't know. I was just testing out a couple of things I never tried before. It's a Liquitex Discovery set. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, like I always do, wonderful brand. I recommend their products, their mediums, their paints, whether you choose to buy student grade or professional grade. It's all wonderful. And I am not sponsored, by the way, so I wish. But it's Liquitex. I'm gonna say this. It's one of my two favorite brands when it comes to professional grade acrylic paints. So the set was really good. I came with 6 paint tubes, 0.74 fluid ounces, which is pretty generous. It's enough to get you to, experiment with it a little bit and get a good feel of how the paints behave. 4 small primed canvas panels, flat brush, some pouring medium, which is something I use and I incorporate to my work. I really like it. Some modeling paste that I wanted to try, and some gloss varnish. And so far so good. So for this first one, you're gonna see a common theme. I don't know, for some reason in this channel, every time I'm gonna paint something, the first thing that comes to mind is either the sun or water. I don't know, I'm very spontaneous. When it comes to the things I make for the channel, I don't really think too much about it or plan it ahead of time. I don't even plan what I'm gonna say. That's why sometimes I sound all over the place. But anyways, I thought of making a landscape and having some mountains or some texture of rocks, something like that, with the molding paste. But as always, I wanted to see if I could control it with some masking tape. So I did that. At the beginning, the idea was to have some buildings on the foreground, then the mountains or rocks or whatever that is on the background, and then a road in the middle. And then you're gonna see later on what I did with the road, and I thought it came out really cool. However, I changed my mind about the buildings on the foreground. So you're gonna see that I started adding the buildings, but then I changed my mind and I painted over it, and then I just changed the concept of it. I didn't really build on it too much because it was gonna take a lot of detail, and it was going to be too much. It was gonna contradict. I mean, that's how I perceived it at that time. I thought it was gonna contradict what was on the background. It was just too many different textures, and then the idea that I had for the buildings was a lot of detail. So once I started working on the contrast, I decided to just paint over it. And then what I did was I used more modeling paste, and then I created just like a rocky landscape with the road at the center. And I like how it came out. If you want me to be completely honest, I think there's still something missing. I don't know what. I think it has to do with the color. I think there's something missing there. But in general, I like how it came out. It's nice enough, I can say. So yeah, this is where I was like, no, I'm not gonna go ahead with this. And I added more molding paste. I used a hair dryer to dry it out, but I wouldn't advise you to do that. I mean, I've always been told not to speed things up when it comes to art, especially for serious work. So I would say let it dry on its own, give it a couple of days, and then come back and add to it. But I used a hair dryer just for this demonstration. Then I started building values on in the rocks, and then I darkened the sky a little bit. And then the idea that I had was on the center in the road to use pouring medium, but on its own. Pouring medium is very versatile. You can use it in many different ways. Personally, I like it. I like to use it clear or on its own. When you first apply it, it looks viscous. It has like a milky look to it, but it dries out clear and has a reflective property. It almost looks like resin. So what I wanted to do with the road was add in photography, when you slow the time to take the photographs in a road at night, what you get, on a busy road, I mean at night, what you get, it's like the light trail of the vehicles that pass by. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. And so that's what I wanted to do with the road. I wanted to do that that look of just like light trails, and then do the pouring medium on top of that, and then let it dry clear. And there is an artist that I enjoy watching on YouTube, and she's the expert when it comes to pouring medium. I'm actually gonna leave a link to her channel down below because I really like her content, and she's an amazing artist. I really admire her. I have read her book. Her name is Michelle Theberge. And if you want to know about pouring medium, I would advise you to go check out her videos. And I like using it the same way as she does, just on its own. So I tried to imitate, the light trails from the vehicles, the cars. Then I added the pouring medium. I added just a little bit, and then I spread around with the spatula. Pouring medium can take a couple days to completely dry, depending on how thick you apply it. But once it dries, as you can see, it has a shine to it. Of course, the more you apply it, the thicker the layers are, and the more it looks like resin. But anyways, that's what I came up with. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!